authentic frontier gibberish.
It's mind-boggling to you, yeah.
Oh my God.
The Bad Boys!
If I can be serious for a minute.
Punch some people in the face.
Copulating with wild women.
Might need to tone it down, just...
Tone down what?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because we are class.
I don't even know who you are.
And you are trash.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first midweek podcast here on A Plus Wrestling. We're gonna get a cool name for it. We're gonna find something cool, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Is more midweek podcasts, just having some more fun. There's so much wrestling, and I'm finding that sometimes we rush a little bit too much on the KPHR show, the main show, the radio show, the 1 hour that we have on the air there. And moving forward, like we're gonna be testing things out, playing with different segments, roundtables, and all that fun stuff. So you know, bear with us while we play around with some formats and have some fun. But when I say we, I mean myself, Boris, and as always, I'm here with Hutch. Hutch, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. How about we just call the show Mid? We'll get a shot of MJ. Yeah, we'll get MJF as like our logo, and we'll just call the show Mid.
It's kind of funny because not only is it a testament to a awesome show name, but it's also a testament to the quality of the show that you're going to be getting midweek.
It's a testament to MJF and how I'm like how over he is. I'm like, dude, we could probably literally just call the show Mid with a picture of MJF and everybody would know what we're talking about.
There we go. That's what we're going to do. There you go. You can do that. You can have fun with that one. By the way, I need to say, I absolutely loved the YouTube video that you created for our chat with Brent R. Solomon with the straw hats. That was gold.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I have that straw hat picture is what I've been using recently. And I was going through your Instagram, and then there was a picture of you looking sunny and happy and smiling in a straw hat. I was just like, oh, my God, this is it. This is it. We're the Straw Hat Boys. This is what you have to kind of go with the flow. You come up with names on your own and it's cool, but really the nicknames that other people give you or the things that happen naturally. So we're the Straw Hat Boys for right now. It's not official, but glad you enjoyed it, my friend. What'd you think of the edit? I made some shorts as well. That was some good stuff.
You know, I'm a fan of the editing work that you do. It's sometimes editing. I know you love it. I love it, but I know some people see it as a slog. They see it as something they hate doing. Dude, but honestly, I don't mind doing it.
It is a slog.
I know.
It's gotten to the point, though, when I just watch a TV show, I feel weird. I'm like, I could be doing something. So, yeah, I'm kind of like, I have to be editing all the time. Like, sometimes I'll figure out if it's not audio, it's just visual, then I can, like, watch and listen to a TV show. But if it's audio, then you got to, like, you're all in there.
Exactly.
But, hey, we didn't have enough time to talk about all the wrestling and all the editing and all the stuff on the last show. One thing I didn't get to mention, speaking of editing, is that I just released brand new event on @Demand Lucha on YouTube. Scorched Earth, our last event with PCO and Arez and whatnot out of the Biltmore Theater in Oshawa, was totally awesome. It was dark and there was tons of lights and color correction killed me, but it was an awesome show. So you should go check that out. And, for a weekend filled with wrestling, Boris, there was a lot of indie shows happening, not only in Toronto, but all over the place this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you catch any other action?
No, unfortunately, no. So I did intend to go to the Mystery Wrestling show, but I like the headache was just so bad in the middle of the day. It was.
Oh, that's right. You had a headache.
It was borderline migraine. Like it was to the point where in the evening when you had asked me and you were finally ready to record, I was in a dark room, just nursing this headache.
Well, the Mystery Wrestling show, it happened at the venue that Smash has been using downtown recently. And so Smash ran a show. Simon Miller was there on the show. He also did Mystery Wrestling right after that. First time they ran outside of Gatineau, Quebec, coming to Toronto. And they had a great time. Great showing for them. But there was a lot of other shows happening this weekend as well. Deadlock Pro, they ended up having their... I think it's the Carolina Classic. So yeah. Queen Aminata won the women's title or the women's trophy. Jake Something won for the second year in a row for the men. Defy Wrestling, Brian Keith won their championship. And unfortunately, they've ever since Ricky Starks won the title and then got signed and literally vacated it the next day. Like, we got to do a video on times that indie companies have been screwed over by signings. It's tough to push a guy when you're an indie guy because nobody's on contract. So they're like, hey, thanks for that whole push. By the way, got to go. Right?
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you?
Hell yeah, we put the title on Lince Dorado, and he literally called us 2 days later and was like, they just offered me a position training at NXT and helping with the AAA thing. So like, yeah, hey, I'm out. You know, all he wanted to do was go back to WWE, like desperately. He was like, oh, please God. So when they called, he's like, yes. Like all he talked to me about was like, dude, I'm just waiting for the call. I'm waiting for the call. He's like, Triple H is my boy. I'm just waiting for the call. And that happened, right? So
Good for him.
we literally put the belt on him, and he called us 2 days later.
I do remember, actually. I do remember that. I do remember seeing that online, that it happened like days after.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's
take some time.
I can think of other times.
Take some time, self-promote. You got a show coming up this Thursday.
Oh yeah, just in a couple of days. Back at our regular venue. We've been touring a lot this year, but for our next 3 shows, we're at the Parkdale Hall. And coming up this Thursday, Mass by Midnight, we got not Mascara Dorada, but Mascarita Sagrada. He's a mini, so we got ourselves a little midget in there. We've got ourselves Gringo Loco in the main event, taking him on. God damn, so tired. Oh, of course, it's Latigo. So originally we were trying to get the, what's their team called? Los Desperados. So Jack Cartwheel and Latigo were going to take on Ares and Gringo Loco for our tag straps. Well, you can tell this the morning. I can't even get my thoughts together. Ares is a little busy, but he's also taken the little bit of something going on with his foot, so he's just taking a couple weeks to himself. So yeah, we're gonna go 3-way, and the winner's gonna get a shot at the champion. So Latigo's in there. He's amazing. First time we're actually bringing him out. We've had Toxine come up, which is his former tag team partner, and of course Mascarita Sagrada going to be in the house. That's going to be awesome. It's funny, we got midgets coming out of every orifice right now. We've also got El Torino, the little bull guy from WWE. He's coming out not to wrestle, but to sign autographs. And then the month after for Lucha de los Muertos, PCO is coming out to take on Microman in a coffin match. I don't know if we've released that information yet, so if you're listening to the pod, you might be getting the inside track. Coffin match. Sorry, Darby Allin and John Moxley. We're going to outdo you with Microman against PCO. That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be great. Can't wait for that. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, I'm coming out with the Poison Rana guys this Thursday. We had talked about it weeks ago, and we're like, okay, we're going to do that, and then we'll do something else after. So, yeah, this Thursday, September 25th at Parkdale Hall, Toronto, Ontario. It's going to be a good time. So we did talk a little bit about the John Cena and Brock Lesnar match, and again, let's recap. It's everything that we thought was going to happen. I don't understand how people are so shocked about the result and how it went down.
Yeah, me too. Like, I just don't understand what people expected. Did you expect like a huge back and forth matchup? Like this Brock Lesnar's returning. They haven't given us any story in any fashion. They haven't even interacted. I knew it was just going to be a rehash. And there's some clueless fans out there like complaining about the outcome for some reason. I don't get it. Like, you explain to me exactly what you thought should happen. But
Exactly.
I was very pleased to see Brock Lesnar get in there and kick somebody's ass, even if it was John Cena.
Here's the thing, like at the end of the day, the match was what the match was. I think it did exactly what it was going to be. The only negative that I have towards this was the build or lack thereof, right? And now what? Are we going to get a rematch? Is Cena done? Like, Cena has 2 dates. He's 2 Raws and like 2 Raws, 2 pay-per-views, and his final Saturday night's main event. Like, he really doesn't have a lot of time left.
No, and okay, so where's he going from here? Who do you think he would be fighting in his final match? Because he said that he is not picking. I mean, maybe that's kayfabe, but he said, like, I'm not picking who I'm facing last. Of course, like, I highly doubt he's not involved, but
I'm sure he's got some input. But anyways, I don't know why. I said this on the Poison Rana pod a few weeks ago, and I'm going to stick to this. I think it's going to be Gunther, and I think that eventually that match will lead to Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, a match that was supposed to happen 2 years ago.
I absolutely agree with you on that front. I'd love to see a final AJ Styles match, but I think Gunther being his final match, Gunther winning, and Gunther being able to say, I retire Goldberg, I retire John Cena, even though neither of them, like both of them were their last matches. So even if he lost the match, he still would have retired both of them. But winning both matches, he could say, like, I retired them both. And then, of course, I didn't really think about it, but then he could go after Brock. Like, Brock, I beat Cena, I beat everybody. I'm coming for you now. And he can you know what? He's got some face value there. He could be a babyface.
Some of Brock's biggest opponents, Goldberg and Cena. Gunther beats them both, though both of those guys have beaten Lesnar at some point in their career. It just makes sense. It's a match that was going to happen at WrestleMania a few years ago. Makes sense to run it back, get that to wherever they were going to go. And I
Yeah,
think
like I retire Goldberg.
Yeah.
I retire Goldberg. I retire Cena. Now I'm going to retire you. The old guard is gone. I am the new guard. That'd be great.
Yep.
Okay, hey, if we're going to, let's not talk about the minutia of the match, but what about, Lesnar? I think it was on Friday, and he stopped by Paul Heyman, and he's like, hey, we got to talk. And then Heyman did the intro. Now, the promoter in me knows that these guys might never get to do it again. They want a moment. They want something for TV. Triple H did say there was going to be some surprises. So I guess Stephanie getting in the Hall of Fame and Paul Heyman are our two big surprises on this show. But they might, it's been years since they've done this. So just simply letting them do it for the kick of it is the promoter of me being like, yeah, go do your thing. The wrestling fan of me that cares about every detail is like, why are they together? Aren't they mad at each other? Why aren't you giving us more explanation? But it was super fun. And is this laying the seeds for maybe working with Division? I mean, we've got War Games coming up. Who's going to be the heel team? You think it's going to be Solo and his boys, or is it going to be the Vision?
I think it'll be the Vision at this point. Solo and his boys they're really stuck in the mid card of SmackDown at this point. It only makes sense for it to be the Vision. I think we're far from an ending to the AJ and Punk with Seth Rollins stuff. Just waiting for the moments until Roman Reigns comes back. So I think that's
I think the Bloodline they've done the cage enough times, right? Last 2 years, I think, have been mostly them as the foils. So that was very Cornette of me in the middle of talking. So I'm looking at maybe the Vision, the three of them, and who are they going to pull in? They're going to pull in Lesnar as a fourth guy. Maybe the fifth guy could be McIntyre or somebody like that. But then you've got your Avengers, right? You've got your LA Knight in there. You've got your Punk. Who else is going to take them on? But, I could see this leading into him being part of that team. He's the last guy to come in, destroy everybody. Maybe he's looking for Seth's title. It's a little too early in the morning for me to think about all of the minutiae details I was thinking about last night when my brain was on fire and I was thinking, well, where could they go with this? But there's a lot of meat on this bone. Really, I don't think it's the direction I would have gone. But when you're kind of hamstrung and hand-tied like WWE, where you have to, you have this event, you have this cage match with 10 guys in it coming up. How are you going to get these guys? You got to start laying the groundwork, even if it's a bit forced. So I don't know if I would have done this, but it'll certainly be fun to see him in the War Games match if it happens. I guarantee he'll be the last guy coming in. Won't be in there for long.
Absolutely. I think Cena will be in the War Games match. It makes sense. He won't have TV. He's literally...
Oh, of course. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, he's literally going from Crown Jewel. Huge thunderbolt. Just woke up the neighborhood for sure. So you don't need to promote him. John Cena's going to be in that match. So yeah, I think that's what we're getting. I don't know who else would be on the face team. I'm assuming Roman. It'll be Team Roman against Team Seth.
Well, okay, you've just got them. The Usos just got all screwed up right here. So you've got, if LA Knight's on the team, then you've got the tension between Jay and LA Knight and Jimmy there, right? So you've got them three. Then you've got Punk and you've got Cena. There's your face team, right? And then you've got the three guys in the Vision. Maybe you've got Drew McIntyre along with Brock. Replace Drew with whoever you think. But I think Drew would work in some ways. But I'm sure there's somebody I'm not thinking about where I'd be like, oh, there you go, that'd be perfect. Yeah. Exactly. But Brock is like two guys. You just have Brock in twice. He's so huge.
The Vision or the Demand? What's the worst name?
The Demand is the worst name because at least Seth Rollins is the visionary and it's his vision. Although I like the Vanguard better. Paul Heyman said Vanguard like maybe 2 months ago, just quickly said we are the Vanguard of Raw. And I was just like, oh, here we go. And that never happened. The Vision is ridiculous. But the Demand, I don't know. What the hell, man? If this was a zombie movie, you would be like the Demanded or like the Dead, the Dawned. I don't know. The Demand seems like it's not a word that you put the in front of. Unless it's going to continue, like the demand for something.
Right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. But yeah, it'll grow on me, I guess. But I like Ricochet, so I like Ricochet right now, so I'm into it. Let's go ahead.
Right now.
Keep it up.
All right, let's at least try to stick to WWE.
Maybe somehow I'll get some rub. Sorry to step on you. Maybe I'll get some rub. Right? Go to @TheManLucha.
I love it. All right.
Sorry, I totally stepped on you.
No, I don't care. We all have a lot to say. All right, so that was the Brock Lesnar John Cena match. Then we went to Jimmy and Jay Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. LA Knight was guest referee. Jay split his face really good off of a ricochet from the back of Braun Breaker. I have two questions. Question number one was, how strong, like, is Breaker's back made of metal? That was the first thing that came to mind. And the second thing that
seriously.
came to mind was this match probably ended quick after that. I feel like this match could have and should have gone longer, but they tried to get them out of there ASAP, not knowing the degree to the head injury that Jay had.
Yeah, he probably split himself real good. You know, like boxer kind of split. He's going to need stitches. So it would have, bled a lot. You could see them all communicating, hit me with the spear, hit me with that. They were trying to end the match really quick. People afterwards were saying that Jay was like freaking out, but the dude is completely blown up and bleeding. So I think he was just like sucking for air. But yeah, it was a pretty fun match. That was a great tsunami at the end. He really got that distance. It looked kind of hitting. And it was exactly what I expected, and it's what it should have been. These guys need to be put over. And the Usos, the Usos don't need to win. The concept of the Usos beating any team is not alien. You could put them in the ring against anybody and they could pull out the win and you'd be like, oh, hey, that was surprising. Well, I didn't think they'd beat those guys. But they can do it. They're the Usos. So these guys getting the win over them was needed. And they're starting to like Bronson Reed. He looks like he's in the gym. He's losing weight. He's starting to look cut. Like, instead of just being like in the 50s when they got like out of shape guys to just like suck in their gut and stick out their chest and then walk around pretending that they were, I'm an actor and I'm acting like I'm a gym guy right now. I kind of felt like that was Bronson Reed a little bit. But now he's starting to look like he's starting to look mean. I'm loving it. Jonah Rock, baby. I know you're a Jonah Rock fan. I'm putting over how Jonah Rock looks great.
Yeah, he's great. I love him. The whole LA Knight Jey Uso thing, where do you think they're going to be going with this?
Jeez, I just don't think they don't know what to do with LA Knight, but he gets great reactions. He sells merch and they're like, what do we do with this guy? But I don't know, man, something wrong with LA Knight. I think he needs to make a
video. We should
big change,
right? Like,
yeah, like he's a little bit out of place because like he conceived of this whole gimmick and like this is who he was, right? This is the gimmick that he was doing as Eli Drake, and this is the fruition of this gimmick, and he's been doing it for a long time, and unfortunately it's been around for so long that it's kind of dated. So now that it's getting airtime, it's like, oh dude, like he needs to ditch it. And I mean, he needs to ditch it as if he's like shedding a skin, and he needs to do it in front of us. He needs to take the glasses and throw them down. He needs to take off this goddamn vest and throw this stupid cheesy vest away. And he needs to start getting a little more serious. Stop being such a delivered promo that you're talking so fast with your cadence, with your LA Knight cadence, and that there's now YouTube videos of you fucking up and tripping over your own words because it's too much. And this isn't 10 years ago. He's 10 years older brain-wise, bump-wise. Like, he probably, John Cena, if he starts to rap right now, I'm sure it'll be okay. But it's not like it would have been 15, 20 years ago where you would have been like, Cena's got chops. Holy shit. He's badass. He's lost it a little bit. We all have to realize age is catching up with us. And LA Knight needs to shed this fucking shit, get serious, and talk to us. Like, I'm sure he's got the frustration that they're trying to put on Drew McIntyre with all these losses where he's all like, suffering builds character. Everybody's screwing me. This like weird thing. That's LA Knight in reality. Like, that he actually has that frustration. And if he can channel it into his own stone cold ECW Hulk Hogan promo where he's just like flips out, or like a Killer Cross WrestleMania weekend promo where he doesn't get fired afterwards, then maybe he can make something out of this, because the window that he has right now with his t-shirt sales and him being like a top merch guy, like when that goes away, they're not going to push him anymore. He needs to get raw, get rid of all of this, the accoutrement, man, get rid of it all.
My fear for LA Knight is once he's out of the top 10 or whatever, the top X number, I think we're not going to be seeing him too much. Like, I think he's at that point, unfortunately.
Yeah. And like, God, I wish I could like talk to him. And like the little things, like there's little things in his moveset. Like the elbow that he does, man, I would spine buster a guy into the camera, do my like, while looking at the camera, do my LA Knight, turn around, hit the back ropes, and then running towards the camera, jump over the guy, give him the elbow, and in one fluid motion, hit the canvas, up to your feet, grab the top rope, the whole crowd, gives you the you turn around, the guy's stumbling to his feet, bam, BFT, like this whole going to the side rope and stopping and jumping up and dropping down with the elbow, it's all so like mechanical and clinical. And like his jump up to the top rope, like you're not gonna be able to do that forever. Like, cut it out now. The same way they need to cut out Yeet soon before he gets like really stinky. Like people need to get rid of things before they get old. Get out while you're ahead. But yeah, like there's just changes that need to be made. And if he can just shed all of the cheese and get angry and get real, man, yeah, I think that there's something there, but his window's closing. You know?
Fast. He's
Yes.
not a spring chicken also, right? So we're at that point also with him. So we'll see. It's a curious case of LA Knight. And I've always had this conversation with Chris Van Vliet many times on this show. I've had this conversation with so many people. It's a very interesting thing and how they book and how they use LA Knight and how that window is closing. And the same can be said about Damian Priest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Priest is getting up there. But Priest is cool. Yeah, like he doesn't need to worry about tripping over his own words or about the character that he's creating. His character is him being cool. Like the same way that Eddie Kingston has a closing window and has issues with his character, but we like Eddie. We like Damian. I'm sure we would like LA Knight, but he's really is a character. Whereas Damian Priest and Eddie Kingston, they're like themselves. Even though their window might be closing. Whereas LA Knight's, it's like, you can tell it's like this weird freaking character. Like, he doesn't talk like that by himself. Like, we can't all be the Macho Man. I'm pretty sure Macho Man mostly talked like that, even when he was chilled out by himself. I don't think LA Knight talks like that when he's by himself.
I'm just thinking right now on the spot, like, hit this whole Jay stuff. I think you're right. I honestly think you hit the nail on the head, or they have no idea what the final payoff is going to be with them.
Yeah, what you mean with LA Knight and Jay? Yeah, I can see Jay turning heel in the future, but everything with Jay seems whiny. You know what I mean? When he gets angry about something, it's all like,
it's a temper tantrum. He throws a temper tantrum.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all like, okay, fine. You know, whatever. You know, I mentioned Eddie Kingston there for just a second, and I'm looking on the Sportster. I had it up on my screen for a minute. They're saying that Eddie Kingston and Hook as a pairing may be the most New York thing to happen to pop culture since Pizza Rat. So, we didn't mention that before in our podcast when we talked about Eddie Kingston, but Hook coming out, like, this could be cool. I was disappointed when we didn't get Moxley and Kingston as a tag team, and Moxley went the direction of the Death Riders. And there's a lot of meat on the bone for Kingston to still be like, yo, bro, what are you still hanging out with Claudio for, bro? The fuck? Dude, can you imagine if Moxley and Eddie Kingston were a tag team, like coming out from the crowd, Moxley and like Kingston with his like little walk behind freaking Moxley as he like strides around like a monkey, like through the crowd, and they came out just kicking everybody's ass. Like that would have been great. And maybe Hook can give us a little bit of that flavor.
Let's hope so.
But being on the Sportster, the reason I mentioned it, I happened to mention Eddie Kingston, then I opened it up here. There was two things that happened this weekend, and one of them you might be able to tell me about. Did you hear about the guy who stank? Like he needed to shower so bad that they had to move people from floor seats. Okay, you heard about this, eh?
I will say this. Where I sat, man, people smelled immaculate. It was the best smelling section that I've ever been in at a wrestling show, and I was sitting stage left of the entrance, like right there, right at the front or the back, whatever you want to say. It's immaculate smelling people. Everyone showered. It was the best smelling seat I've ever had at a wrestling show.
All right. Well, Sportster talking about Reddit, r/squared circle.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend had floor tickets at All Out, and during 0 hour, we were met by a pungent smell that became unbearable. She had slight sensory smell issues, so I understand. That happens, believe me, my girl as well. I can usually put up with something slightly uncomfortable, but man, I had not smelled something that pungent at a venue ever. It was so bad we had to go to a fan services and request possible alternative seating. We gave up floor seats for worse seating with an obstructed view of the ring because an obstructed view was better than the alternative of having to put up with whatever that smell was. Supposedly it was a person. And even Tony Khan made a statement, I think, on Twitter about like, please shower and wear deodorant at shows. Like, Tony Khan is in some way starting to really rub off on me and how quaint he is. Like, there was no way in hell that Vince McMahon was ever going to like talk to the plebeians on Twitter, but Tony Khan's like right there, like responding to fucking neckbeards and being like, guys, please shower and stuff. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah. What was the second thing?
The second thing was ESPN.
Yeah, I saw this.
Kind of shat on the show.
Yep, they gave it a C
like,
minus,
okay,
I believe.
Palooza final grade C, yeah, C minus from ESPN. The excellent Vancouver and Sky match saved this show from being truly average. It was a phenomenal display inside the squared circle. Everything else was either underwhelming, the Short Rhodes McIntyre match, or a setup for a future match, Lesnar dominating Cena. For a card that promised to have epic moments, it fell a little short of expectations. Like, oh my lord.
It's an honest review at the very least, right? At the very least, it's an honest review.
They're smelling their own farts these days, man. They're trying they're like they made it out to be so big and so big and so big, and it kind of wasn't, you know. Like they mentioned how the Vakur and Sky match saved the show from being truly average. And I mentioned to you at the end of our last podcast that at the end of that match, what an amazing, epic, heartfelt moment. Her dad there crying, the upbringing of her life, finally making it to this moment. And it happened on the goddamn Papa John's logo in the middle of the ring. Like WWE are soulless right now, and they're trying to talk to us and feed us all of this like heartfelt epic stuff. You know, the moments that make us and like the memories, and we're bringing you all this stuff, and it's so epic. And it's like, yeah, but it came from the boardroom. Vince McMahon almost named WrestleMania Colossal Tussle. Like they were sitting around and they were trying to come up with the name, and they were going to present it to the fans. And as corporate as all of that was, it seems so much more organic and real than WWE trying to spoon feed us how epic and meaningful everything is. And it's like, oh God, what a bunch of sanctimonious nonsense. Like you deserve to fail after trying your darndest, because this did suck. And it didn't suck just because it was mediocre. It sucked because like the way you're presenting everything to us now also sucks. So now you had a mediocre show that you told us was going to be amazing, and you presented it to us in the new WWE TKO style and ESPN and logos and acronyms, and it's all just so gauche. Like I was telling you before, like I'm gonna become a sicko now, just like because I want to root for the underdog who just happens to be a billionaire. God, the world we live in.
He's a billionaire, but he's not a corporation. That's the difference there, right? He's a billionaire and he loves wrestling as opposed to a corporation.
Yeah, I guess so.
Who's trying to line the pockets of other corporations, right? Like that's the difference that we're seeing right now with AEW and WWE.
Yeah, I guess so. They've got Lesnar, they've got Cena, they've got CM Punk, who we're going to talk about here in a minute. Like, thank God they're building Stephanie Vakur, because like Vakur, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Bronson Reed, Stratton, Breaker, hopefully Chelsea Green, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley for sure, and Dom, maybe Penta, Liv Morgan. Like, are these the people that are going to like lead the company in the future? Did they have Liv Morgan at the announcement for the Saudi WrestleMania thing just because she's injured and on payroll, and they need a hot chick in Saudi for all them to look at? Or is she actually part of their plan for the future? Are these going to be the big names, or is the brand going to be the name? Because God, the brand is giving me gas these days.
Vacant Women's World Championship match, Stephanie Vaquer versus Io Sky, match of the night for me. This was great. My question to you, Hutch, is did the Naomi leaving suddenly due to pregnancy kind of hurt the moment for Vaquer? Because she didn't really get that build-up. Like, there wasn't that chase, per se.
WWE's being, it's for the casuals, right? Not as much as it's not the sickos like AEW. So maybe it took some shine away from it. But if you are a huge wrestling fan, you know what happened. You saw what happened. You're still there for it. But yeah, if you really want storyline, then yeah, I would have wanted Naomi to keep the title on her. But hey, it's been a long, like I was saying, she hasn't had an easy go of trying to get pregnant. So I'm glad, very, very happy for her. Surprise for them, and they're going to roll with it, take the belt off of her. And we got to the end game anyways. I would have liked to have seen Naomi doing the best heel work and character work of her career and really coming into her own as a veteran, taking on Vakur, who is spot on in the ring. Would have been some great action, especially since we don't need Naomi to go move for move or be the best wrestler, because she's a dirty ass heel. So she would have dirty ass healed it up. She would have done like the way Becky Lynch is doing great work. Naomi's doing great work in her own right. And even if Io was in there as well, like that would have been great. I would have loved to have seen the storyline building to there. But we got to the end game anyways. And, if you're a wrestling fan, you know what's happening, right? Let her go do her thing, and we'll get to the end game anyways. We all would have liked to have seen a better storyline, but real life gets in the way. Wrestling, unfortunately, is not real.
Well, damn. You surprised me on that one.
I know.
Not really. But no, I agree with you. I agree with you for the most part. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. This match was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be 100% honest. This match went about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Obviously AJ Lee, star of the show, everything we wanted to see. I think this is very much a CM Punk booked match. I'm starting to see when CM Punk has certain things he likes to do and ways he likes to present, and like the juxtaposition of the two of them doing moves side by side and things like that wearing his Hitman stuff, right? The pink and the black, but no Hitman fan would allow his sharpshooter to be broken up into a pedigree. Come on, man! Like that was a total hit to the Hitman right there. God damn it!
Unfortunately,
but no, hey,
setting up the sharpshooter was a little rough.
Yeah, it's weird how we can seem to forgive these guys in some ways. But yeah, Punk is not the smoothest worker at all. And Becky Lynch is great, but man, she has no muscle mass in any fashion. I feel like she's lost a lot of weight over the years. She probably does a lot of CrossFit with Seth, and keeps her very lean and keeps her and I'm sure she is strong. You got to be strong to do CrossFit, but I don't know, she doesn't come across as strong. I really wish she had a bit of strength. Like Charlotte Flair looks like she could kind of kick your ass, and like Asuka and even Kairi Sane and Stephanie Vacour with her big thick legs and her power. Like I feel like some of these gals can really throw. Becky Lynch is doing some of my favorite work of her career right now, but she doesn't scare me at all. She's giving me that Jey Uso feeling of like, she's more like bitching than actually dangerous. Although I like how she slides in and attacks people from behind. Like, she's duplicitous and dangerous, but she doesn't come across as tough anymore. Like what happened to the man? Like when she was bleeding in the stands that day, like she had some shoulders and a bit of definition. She looked tough. Granted, she was wearing a muscle shirt, but she doesn't really look tough these days. So maybe that's what you want from your slimy, cowardly heel. But I don't know where I'm going with this. But AJ Lee though, she's looking in great shape too. And for some reason, even though she's a small gal, I'm a little scared of her. Maybe it's the crazy.
It's a crazy. It's back. Yeah. It's just you just remember what made AJ Lee special, and it was all on display on Saturday. It was really cool, really good moments. Punk and Lee win. Is this feud over? What are you thinking?
No, absolutely not. They've got to keep on going. They're probably going to move into War Games. Maybe somehow I was telling you, like the Vision with Brock Lesnar, like Punk will be in there. Like they're going to keep on going. So it's not over. I don't know where they're going to go from here, but it's the never-ending feud, man. Come on.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, we'll see how they follow this up as we are leaning towards Survivor Series. But Seth did. In the post-show, whatever it is now, Seth did crash on Cody Rhodes because it looks like they are doing the crown jewel, whatever title thingamajiggy again.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a little bit weird. And like Vacour now going to go in against Tiffany Stratton. It's a good chance for Stratton to go heel and do something with her character, especially if she's like injured. Heels can cheat to win and get out of, when you're a babyface, you got to work really hard. When you're heel, not working hard is part of what gets you heat. So, she can cheat to win. She can maybe not take the bigger bumps, run away. It's easy to be a heel when you're working with an injury. But anyways, I feel like I'm babbling right now. Like decent match. AJ was the star of the show. And what'd you think of it, my friend?
Oh, I was entertained enough with this match. I thought the right people won, especially with AJ's return. Really opens up the door now for a possible splitting up of this feud where we have the never-ending CM Punk Seth Rollins feud, and now we have Becky Lynch with a credible threat for that IC title, which should be interesting. And I do think that just give the title to AJ Lee. Why not? Let her have it. Let her run with it at this point. That's what I think will happen. But we shall see, because like I said, it's just that awkward time of the year where let's throw in a random pay-per-view, international pay-per-view in the middle of the schedule right before Survivor Series.
Yeah, the Saudis, man, they really got a lot of control.
It's not in Saudi Arabia this year. It's actually in Australia this year, so go figure.
Oh, that's right. You're right. It is in Australia this year. So then why are they doing it? I don't know. I guess maybe because he committed to that. We're going to do it every year. Anyways, yeah. I think it's shit. Let's talk about that at another time.
Exactly.
But how sexist of me to not focus on the women when you ask me where do they go from here? Yes, I think AJ should definitely probably take the title from Becky in some fashion, or they need to at least have a program, and AJ needs to look strong throughout, or at least somehow entice us moving forward.
Yeah. All right. Undisputed WWE Championship match, or I guess WWE Championship match. I don't know what they call it nowadays. Do you know what they call it nowadays? It really doesn't matter. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. This match was good. I like this match, but this is just a match. There wasn't anything crazy to it. It was a well-performed match. I liked it. And I'm not even going to say that I was upset that Drew McIntyre didn't win, but I just feel like this was a very much throwaway. We need a title match because it's the first ESPN show.
Yeah. I mean, poor Drew. This whole like suffering builds character thing is a little bit odd. But I like the fact that he can now say that the referee screwed him over to a degree. Like he at least can say, hey, I got screwed by the ref. But it started to get a bit much, you know, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like think about all of his wins. He won the world title during pandemic, like the WWE championship, and like of a run because of it all. And then every title he's won since, he's had like very sporadically the world title. Like all of his win, like poor guy has not had a substantial title win. I wouldn't be surprised if I went to Wiki and he was like 5-time world champion. I'd be like, really? God damn it. But hopefully he's Hulk Hogan to me. Like they should have like put the title on him a long time ago and made him like their absolute top star. He does some of the best promo work and heel work of the company. So I'm hoping this is the year where they put the title on him. They need a big heel champion, I think, especially if they're going to put the world title on somebody like Punk or Sami Zayn or something like that. Like who's going to be your big baddie? Because I think Gunther might go kind of face. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, Drew needs something because we were talking about windows earlier. I don't know if it was on the last pod or on this one. We were talking about MJF and other guys like Drew, man. I was just thinking when he was walking around the ring during his entrance, he's looking slightly different. He's reached maybe the 7-year point where every cell in your body is turned over. Like he's looking a bit different. He's starting to reach his first stage of becoming old.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He already dyes his beard too much.
Right. Yeah, but again,
so get it on him because this guy's a monster.
Yeah, I had no issue with this match. I just don't know what they're doing with Drew McIntyre. And I think the entire wrestling community is united in the fact that we all feel Drew McIntyre has been screwed out of a proper run. Doing, like you mentioned, he's some of the best heel work in wrestling, period. And he just can't seem to buy a break, and that's the unfortunate part. And with Cody Rhodes leaving to film Street Fighter, and you know them wanting to do like something special or a surprise or change things up, it would have been a perfect time for Drew McIntyre to win the title. Like honestly, you know we're being conditioned in WWE especially for long title reigns, for the most part, right? So I think this would have been great to remind us that hey, people can win the title on these types of shows, or else like I just feel like these shows are just going to become so formulaic, even more so than they feel right now.
Well, none of these losses for McIntyre are going to matter if they finish the story. I hate to be a Cody guy here, finish the story, but if they have him have his redemption, even if it's a heel redemption, if he finally wins, I was right. If he kicks the shit out of somebody, wins, and is then a heel champion for like 8 months, kicking everybody's ass. If they finish this story, then all of these losses and all of these matches from Clash at the Castle all the way to last night, none of this is going to matter. It'll all be part of the story, and all those matches will be great to watch back. But if they don't give him the title and they fuck him over in some fashion, then yeah, we're all going to be like, what the hell, man? Poor Drew. And we don't want it to be that way.
I don't want it to be that way. No one wants it to be that way.
Hey, one other thing.
Yes.
What the hell is with Stephanie McMahon? You know, obviously it was like a setup. She's suddenly in the front row, and then Undertaker comes out, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so surprised," and whatnot. You know, but dude, why are they rushed Triple H in last year? Now they're rushing her in this year. There's the scuttlebutt about maybe they might be trying to bleed WWE dry and then eventually sell it off. And I can talk to you about some of the ideas I have about that. Oh my Lord, what I've sat around thinking about it. But are you wondering what is the rush to get Steph and Trips in the Hall of Fame? I can't remember the last time someone was announced this early either for the Hall of Fame. Like, are these guys on their way out?
Honestly, I just think that they wanted to do something on that show. Like, it was just for ESPN, and they figured, let's play it safe and get Stephanie in. That's honestly what I think it was. I don't think there was much to it.
Forced WWE moments,
yes,
right? They're looking for something, and they're like, we can do this.
Yep, that's honestly what I think. It was a forced WWE moment. We're playing it safe with the results, so we need something that people weren't expecting, and this was it.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, overall, I kind of think both shows, you know, AEW proved that they have a better show as far as action and like if you want to see wrestling. But I think WWE needs to give us more without gouging us so much. AEW needs to give us a little bit less and stop like tiring us all out so much. But overall, I think both shows were very mid, the name of our podcast here. But in general, I think wrestling, it's healthy, it's alive. But unfortunately, it's like the Ouroboros, like they're eating themselves right now. This, like I think I said earlier, either in this podcast or the other one, it almost makes it quaint now that they were going head-to-head Monday nights during the Monday Night War era. But this whole going head-to-head on pay-per-view, it's not cool.
It's different for sure.
Yeah, it's different.
You're giving homework. And what did we say about homework on the KPHR show? I don't like doing homework. I feel like watching wrestling becomes homework. That's just how I feel. Well, that's, on this mid week, as we talk about mid.
Well, speaking of work and speaking of home, I've got a bunch of stuff to do here at my house. So let's wrap up this podcast because we'll be talking again very soon, I'm sure. And I've even got some other work to do outside the house. I got all kinds of work to do everywhere, but we're going to start here in the home first as soon as I say adieu to you, my friend.
Sounds great. Sounds like a plan. Hutch, real quick. Where can our awesome listeners find your work?
At Hutch Henry's on all of your social media platforms. Check us out on YouTube and check out at Demand Lucha on YouTube as well. And go to luchamarket.com if you want to check out tickets, merch, things like that. Thank you so much. You've been listening this long, then you've been salivating for that information. Where do I find these guys?
Exactly. Thank you so much for listening. Hutch, as always, been a pleasure.
Later, brother.